don't have a microphone. I forgot it somewhere. So hopefully you'll hear me just right, or just good enough. So there was a question from followers about soul's journey, and I think that's a really good question. And by the way, I only do these videos when I'm driving, just because when I'm driving I have a free time, and then I optimize my boring driving with some interesting maybe talk shows or talking with you. Yeah, so write me if you hear me fine, those who are online. So about soul's journey. It's actually a long topic. It's a long discussion for this, but I will try to go through it not as I think, but as the beings were telling me in these channeling sessions. So, first of all, what is a soul? A soul is basically your soul. A soul is something in which, let's say, soul is your awareness. It's called like this. Soul is made out of energy, and it's your awareness. So basically, you think. Basically, you would say the soul thinks itself. It thinks that. It's aware of this thinking process itself. The human body is some kind of helps those thoughts to be. I will talk about this a little bit later. Why is it? So basically, if you are in a deep meditative state, you have went away from thoughts. Now, then you can tell. Then you can tell to yourself, I'm in connection, and I am thus the observer, the soul that observes. So when you basically get out of the body or disconnect from the body, the observer itself is left over. So basically what it means is that you yourself is the soul, and you yourself is observing this moment and hearing this moment. The soul connects with the physical body, and what I understood, it connects through the nerve fibers or nerve systems somehow. The way it connects with them, and when it does connect, it can manipulate the nerve system to make movements, to make adjustments, to make thinking processes a little more enhanced, to get a perspective of vision even more and better, and so on and so on. So physical body and soul, I call it energy body. So, and when you disconnect from the body, there is another body called informational body. Informational body is that which has all memories of you, and it's that gives you a form. Basically, when you come out from the body, you still have a form. Whether you're an orb, whether you're like a physical body still looking in a shape, but you're not physical anymore. And please write me if you hear me well, if you hear me okay. So this informational body is the thing that, what I understood, helps your physical body to grow. What I understood from the channeling is that this informational body is like information on how you should look, how you should grow up, and how you should think. So basically, this informational body consists all information about you that works together with the physical body. Let's say energetical, informational, and physical body. So, but what else the informational body consists of? It consists of all your energy. I don't want to use the name blockages. All your energy. Let's say character qualities. sorry, when I start to speak, I start to because I don't know, maybe lack of air. So it has all your physical, it has all your energetical or character qualities. So basically, what it means is, if in one of your lifetime you have had a really, let's say, difficult moment in one of your lifetimes, that informational body reincarnates into next life, still having that difficult memories of that difficulty what was left in the previous lifetime. So throughout cycles and cycles, it carries with it these intuitive energy memories that I call energy blockages, that we need to work out in our lifetime to attain higher energy, to attain higher dimensions. So that energy is the thing that lowers you down to the ground. That energy, these energy memories, is the thing that lowers you down to the ground to become a personality. For example, doubts. In some of your lifetime, maybe you have extraordinary experience of huge doubts. Maybe you have punishments in many ways, and etc. and etc. So you have huge doubts, for example. So on the next life, these doubts come together with you. This energy comes together with you. Maybe you're a different personality, maybe you're a woman, maybe the beings helped you to attain different lifetime experiences to get more over those doubts, But from Enrico, what I understood is, for example, if these are the doubts, or they can be anger, or they can be fear, whatever experience has happened before with you, that you have attained those doubts. So what Enrico says is that it's not something that bothers you, it's something, this energy, this doubts, fears, or anger, whatever, this is the energy that is here to help you to go through the experience that you wish to go through. So basically what it means is that, let's go a little bit step backwards, is that when we come from the pure source, the source energy, we are without any personality. We are just, how Enrico told, purely dancing souls, or just purely without any sake of thought souls that are just purely in their decisions, like, hey, I want to try out this, I want to try out that. And when they decide to get incarnated and to get born on these planets, they are giving the offer, where can you incarnate and where can you born on this universe. And thus then an energy body is created for them. So a soul then connects to the energy body, which is in more with its intensity more dense than the source energy. So the source energy can handle the energy body then can handle the given informational body. And this informational body is basically beings just drag on you. Yeah, you want to be a rich person, or you want to be a caring person, or you want to be this, or you want to be that, or you want to be this. And they give you these energy signatures, or they give you these energy imprints, like a little bit of fear, but strong anger and wise decisions. They give it through this energy body. So basically, anger, maybe mixed together with fears, maybe mixed together with some other energy, makes your character. And this character is given for you to go through the experience that you wish to go through. Whatever that sounds, but what that it means is, okay, phone is charging out. Whatever it sounds like, but what it means is that, wait, just a moment. So what it means is you are your informational field. This energy tells you how approximately you should look, what sort of character qualities you have, whether you're more family type, caring type, whether you're more meditative type, whether you're more doubtful or fearing type, or anger type. This energy gives you a specific log that your experience will go through in your life. So the idea of ascending to different lifetimes or ascending to higher dimensions is basically ascending the energies. You will never attain or succeed in any way. Let's say you have doubts that whatever things you will be doing you will not fulfill. This when opportunity comes, you will not take them because you are having such doubts and you are avoiding the path to take these decisions to be, let's say, more successful. The same with fear and maybe with anger. People, for example, people who want to live through most sadness, let's say, they are giving these two qualities: strong family life, like a pure white energy that they want to be so loved and they want to be loved, and strong anger, that whatever smallest thing happens they get really, really angry, strongly angry. So what happens is that it will basically eventually make them family life really difficult, because they will have a family life, but it will make things really difficult because they will just sometimes get out of control in emotions and just start screaming and yelling and everything, and they will get outside of control and they will live, let's say, alone. But when they will live alone, they will still have this strong will for family, for love, and they will basically try to find love within, because it's really difficult to be loving in a relationship because it causes so much anger. So in these combinations, it helps the soul to have its unique experience. But the more we meditate, it helps to attain and keep the soul uniquely on that particular experience. But when we start to meditate, we start to transcend these energies, these subconscious energies, these informational energy field energies, these energies that makes us feel anger, these energies that makes us feel fear, these energies that makes us feel all sorts of things, like egoistic personalities, like no matter what happens I will succeed in this way. So it helps us, meditation helps us to look at those energies, to feel those energies within, and it helps us to release. Meditation helps us to release those energies as well, slowly release, and come to a decision whether this energy, this sensation helps me in this way, whether this energy, this sensation benefits me in any way towards that I am, towards I feel what I am, towards that I feel myself, my true self, and I realize that these energies is not me anymore. This is not who I am. So now a little more examples. When I was doing private consultations, there was a girl who was so excited to finally be born on this planet. It was like 2,000, maybe 3,000 years ago. She had her first incarnation, and she was really wanting children. She wanted that, she wanted this, but life was so rough. She came unprepared about that, and she had a huge shock about this. And this shock to her gave her the unfulfillment part. Like, no matter what happens, I'll try to be safe. No matter what happens, I will think twice. I will think 4 times, maybe 20 times. So she's not free in that, let's say, experience. What is she having right now? But she's trying to be roughly slow and do all decisions patiently, like trying to be like that. So that slows her energy down, because she cannot awaken, she cannot be joyful, she cannot be, active. It gives her the lowered energy state, like lower brown energy. And couple of her lifetimes is just to release that energy by quality, by quality, by quality more. Meaning that at one time, basically, she will have a little more not so rough lifetimes, so in which she could just become aware of that let's say hard energy that I have received, the dark brown energy, is not there anymore. I can understand that I don't need that energy anymore. I don't need to think or to be that way anymore. So for her, these experiences on lifetimes are just to release her, to help her release those energies. So what else? So how happens the ascending part from the perspective of Enrico and these channels? Ascension means, first of all, understanding the self. So it means understanding the energies that block you, lower you, and cause you to go the cycle in which you are. Now, there was also a question about the mind. Mind cannot understand all of these ideas. The mind itself cannot understand the spiritual part, the spiritual energy places of energy dimensions. It cannot understand those non-conceptualized, non-linear forms. It cannot understand it because it works in a completely different way. So, and what Enrico said in one channeling is that mind is made, and human body is made to work together with the concepts of the earth, the cycles of the earth. And by cycles, he expanded that the cycles are like, we have yearly cycles, we have day and night cycle, we have like summer and winter cycle. Basically what it means, we need to prepare food, we need to store the food to survive, for the body to survive. We need to do all sorts of things, even sleeping, even eating from day to day. And these are the cycles that the mind is more adjusted or created for. So basically we live strongly locked in the planetary cycle system. And we should, and we need to, right? So basically we go to sleep, we stay awake, we go to sleep, we stay awake, we wake up, we eat, and blah, blah, blah. We're going through constantly throughout many cycles, and our mind and our body is adjusted and created for that. So basically everything which is outside of these cycles, we cannot grasp what is that form. It's completely outside of it. So human mind cannot understand what it is. So easily it cannot understand it. It has difficulties to understand. Basically non-linear forms and etc. So getting back to how do we ascend is basically we understand and we feel our true self. So basically what it means is also, for example, like I told, the anger type people or loving type people, they have these, for example, loving type people or family type people, they have this will of having a family, right? Or they have this will, maybe achieving something in our life, something that drives them, something that push them forward. So basically it means there is a lack of something within. There is some qualities lacking, like I don't know, maybe lacking of love, or maybe lacking of I don't know, some kind of a achievement part, or maybe fearing that you will not have it. So basically there are sorts and sorts of energies that we each another have, and that's when Enrico says, and that's why you still are here, because you are having those energies. These energies lower our energy down. These energies lower and grounds us down, and as Enrico say, keeps us on the track to where our soul wanted to go. So how do we ascend it? How do we transform it? Or when we transform it? It transforms by itself when we have lived out these cycles, and when we have, okay, understood what it is. Now I understood what it is. I don't want to be in anger anymore. No, that's not who I am anymore. And when that happens, the soul releases that energy and starts changing to become a more purer, more brighter being. And so slowly these bits and parts unveil us our true natural self. So what it means is that slowly throughout the time, nobody knows how long it will take. Maybe they do know, but you know for sure if you ask yourself, what is that you truly want to experience, or what is that drives you forward? And then you will understand that there is a lack of something. I don't feel good enough in this way, or I want to feel more in this experience or this way. So there is always some kind of a lack of something within ourselves that keeps us driving forward. So meditation helps to attain more energy, so that the lower energies can be more sensible for us. By sensible, I mean they can be, we sense them, we feel them more. It's more aware to us. Let's say we start to meditate, and then we become more aware of negativity, and we're like, no, this is not for me. Or aggression, no, this is not for me. I understand this is not for me. So you uplift your energy higher, so that the lower energies start releasing themselves. So yeah, now I can expand a little what one highly a spiritual master we were channeling what told us, and that was a really great story. So there are these meditation practices inside some kind of a Hindu or Buddhist temple. There are these practices I've talked about in different videos as well. But there is one part which I forgot to tell in the last video. And that was the part of forgiveness to the soul. Forgiveness to the higher self, or to the self. Forgiveness that I was so, let's say, dumb to myself, foolish to myself, that I have chosen to do those things that I'm doing right now. Forgive me myself that I was so foolish of accepting and having, or willing to go for the things that I'm having right now. The idea was, this prayer was more towards the self-oriented, that we want a new house, we want a new car, we want to go somewhere far, we want to eat something better, we want to have a better relationship, all these samsara things, right? And so what the monk, which is about to ascend, is asking himself is forgiveness about these foolish ideas, that they were misleading them from the true self, to the true pure love, to the true pure natural self state, what it actually, or who he actually is. So when he was like doing this mantra chanting, this prayer was like mantra chanting and chanting and chanting, until the moment that energy releases and becomes, he becomes free of those energies, free of samsara. It was called in that video. So when he's free, he was just laughing and enjoying his moment. He was just laughing and enjoying his moment, until the self calls, until the ascension calls, and you're like, and it's done. You're out from the cycle of reborn. So this is the information from the channeling, but sooner or later we will live out all these energies. Now what happens when we go out, when we didn't reach the samsara, the moment of let's say ascending while we are still physical? We go to the spiritual realm, which is basically some kind of an in-between area, in between the higher frequency density heaven, let's say, and between the physical world, let's say. But you still have there your informational field, and thus then you remember all and everything that has happened on your planet where you lived. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, good job. So, and what happens then is you have a choice whether and how you wish to continue or return to a new experience, or maybe it's enough for you. You'll feel that yourself, you have that choice yourself. So basically, I remember one of my incarnations when I was living in America, I was really, really emotional, and everybody was beating me up emotionally. So I was really not aware or safe of myself. So the environment around me was really, so I was like a bird in the wrong nest to everyone. So yeah, and when I ascended, I told, I don't want to look, I don't want to recall, I don't want to go through anything here. I don't want to go through anything here. I just want to go away as fast as I can. So I left the informational field as a ghost walking there around. So what I understood, the informational field still lives like a ghost. It dies out as well as the physical body. If nobody takes him away, that informational field, you can be walking there as yourself as well, if you don't ascend to the in-between area, the spiritual area. But the physical body, the informational body, can still live for weeks and months, still on the physical plane, walking around and doing stuff with his memory until it fades out, until it slowly fades out. I understand that's a rare case, but that still happens. But for example, you go to the high realm, to the spirit world, in between the souls, spiritual, which is the area in between life and death. Like incarnation and ascending back higher. When you are this, it's like a pure light world. Everything is made out of light, and everything is understood for you. So at that area, you can look at yourself, and you can recall your experiences, and you have a more cleaner understanding of who you are. You have a more cleaner understanding of who you actually are. And what happens then is, what happens there is, I've seen a couple of souls that just will go to higher realms. It's enough for them here for a while, and they will go to the higher realms, still with the informational body, but they will go to the higher realms. And some just wait for a moment, and they will return back to the earth. They just wait for a moment, and they will return back. So if you do communicate with like a medium who can communicate with dead people, there will be, and I think they will also say that there are a couple of ways of communications. The first one is if he's still present in the spiritual realm. If he is there, then it's really easy to communicate with them. Most of it, it's like basically a couple of months after his death, that being is still there, and you can easily communicate them and have let's say detailed information, because its informational body is still alive. And when that being goes to higher realms, or that soul goes to higher realms, it's a little bit difficult to get any information from him. He turns to like a being like Enrico. Yeah, I was living there. Yeah, it was fun though. But he was like, yeah, but what are you interested? Oh, I'm very sorry that I did and that and this. And he will be, but I don't care about that anymore. Like, it's okay. He will turn to like difficult to read information, and he will turn to a more wisdom-like oriented type of thinking, that's not me anymore. That person who lived there, that's not me anymore. There is a memory of him, but that's not myself anymore. So those things also happen. So basically there are different things, different ways how the soul's journey goes up or come about. And there's another thing which I want to point is that I have also communicated some people who have died, and just before they die, just before they ascend, they have this voice in their head asking them, do you still want to live? And they have this decision, yes or no. They will be given offered this decision, yes or no. So also, yeah, that what Enrico also is telling me most of the time is that people ask, what happens after death? And Enrico replies, well, whatever you wish. And people are like, I don't get it. He said, well, whatever you wish, whatever you choose, that will happen after your life. Well, what's the question about? What are you asking about? What's the worries? And people want to hear the mechanical description, but there is no actual mechanical description. There is your choice. If you die, you still want to be here, you will be here. If you want to go higher, you will go higher. If you want more higher, you will go more higher. So if you want to reincarnate being a dolphin or a spooky on another planet, there's no problem with that. I think there's no problem with that. The only problem would be when you are in the spiritual realm, that you are so blurred by your true self that you think differently, that you are differently, that you are so more maybe joyful, more loving, and you are like, man, I would want to have a more interesting type of experience. That was a great experience, but I would want to have a more, I want to care for more, I want to be more, I want to experience more heartfulness even more. Because sometimes when you go away, only then we realize what was this life all about. Only then we value this life. What was it all about? So it was about those emotions, about those adventures, that being with those people, we had those emotions, and that was a valuable experience. No matter whether it was a good or bad, you have this as amazing experience, and you want to have more maybe amazing experiences. So it will still be up to you at that point. So I think I have covered this topic on the minimum basis. So if you have any more questions, you can write them down on this comment. And on the next video, I will went and go through these comments from the experiences, what the beings in the channel have told. So yeah, so thank you for listening, and see you guys soon on another video. Bye bye.